someplace.
Good afternoon, Stella.
Oh,
Hi, Stella.
Oh, my goodness, you startled me.
We got out early today. What is all this concoction?
Well, I'm making a Sazerac for Mr. Quartermain. He's in the study with some papers in about the swearing. I think he's doing his annual income tax report.
Sazerac?
Yes, sir.
Even the word leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
Well, I thought they were supposed to be rather good.
We're not talking about the drink, Stella.
No, we're talking about the last time we had the drink.
Oh.
You're excused, Stella. I'll look after this for you.
Oh, thank you so much.
This could mean only one thing.
Beatrice.
I think my father has a little bit of explaining to do, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Is that drink ready yet?
Unfortunately, Stella had forgotten the recipe, but we remember, though. Didn't we, Monica?
Yes, it's amazing how these things just come to mind out of the past.
Yeah, such a rare sort of drink as Sazerac.
Terribly strong.
Especially not fit for a man who has had a heart attack.
My heart is fine, thank you.
Your heart is beating, Edward. That's about it.
Yeah, you have 2 or 3 of these, and all the CPR in the world will not bring you back.
As if either one of you would care.
I have a good idea, Monica. Let's give it to him.
Perhaps you're right. They'd be a lot cheerier around here without him.
All right, keep the damn thing. I didn't want it anyway.
What we don't understand, sir, is where you suddenly had the irresistible urge to have one of these.
Got me.
I think we do. In a big, fat lie.
How long has she been here?
Who?
Who? You know who? Beatrice. You didn't just all of a sudden, out of the clear blue, want a Sazerac.
You know, I am shocked. I had no idea that either one of you were this perceptive.
She's here, isn't she?
Arrived day before yesterday. Well, go on, my boy. Bottoms up. I have a feeling you're going to need it. Well, it was a very rational decision, Monica. I simply felt it was none of your business that she was here.
Why would you think that?
Well, she was my mistress. It's a very private thing between her and me.
So you've been remembering for the last couple of days, is that right?
We had one enjoyable afternoon together. I haven't even seen a woman since.
I think he's lost his mind.
I think you're right, Monica. I'm sure that's the only reasonable explanation.
I simply tried to show the poor dear a little kindness. Now, is there anything wrong with that?
Have you lost your mind? You can't possibly be serious. Her very presence here could spell disaster for you, for me, for all of us, for the entire family.
You know, Beatrice is the least of our problems.
Yes, she would be, Edward, if you're going to tell us that she's left.
Well, she was going to. I almost had her convinced.
I'm afraid to ask. What happened?
Jimmy Lee happened. He waltzed in here all smiles and dimples and started yakking about how wonderful it was to have a real family again.
He convinced her to say?
Yeah, he begged her.
That's incredible.
Can't argue with real family. I wish you could have heard the way he emphasized those 2 words. Real family.
Well, what does he think we've been?
Oh, come on, Alan. I mean, we're a lot of things, but real family doesn't happen to be at the top of the list, and especially not with Jimmy Lee.
What are we going to do?
No, what we were going to do when Jimmy Lee walked in, we've got to get rid of her. I mean, before Lila gets back.
Well, how are we going to do that?
We'll have to force her.
Listen, if Jimmy Lee is hanging onto her skirt, she's certainly not going to want to leave.
Well, I was contemplating a check, you know, nothing too big, but, well, big enough to get her out of our hair. You know, she always did have a weakness for money.
You're talking bribery, Edward. We've already done that.
The villa.
Well, we'll get her another one.
She's going to be expensive.
Well, do you have a better idea?
Wait a minute. We don't need to buy her another villa. The first one is going to do just fine. Remember, Monica? The agreement that she had to sign? Don't worry about a thing, sir. She's going to be gone like that.
Alan, how much longer is this going to take? First of all, it took you an hour to find it, and ever since you've been flip-flopping back and forth through all those pages like there was no tomorrow.
Look, it is a particular clause that I had inserted for this particular reason.
At least you had the good sense to get her to sign an agreement.
Well, you don't give away a villa, Edward, without stipulating certain terms.
Well, I'm just surprised she signed it. She's usually so frightened to buy a commitment.
Shh, quiet. Here it is.
Along with being interrupted.
Come on, I'm trying to get to the business at hand. Be quiet.
Well, get to it, my boy. You know, without my evening cocktail, I haven't got the patience I usually have.
Okay, I will read the clause to you. Furthermore, the undersigned agrees to stay away from Port Charles, New York, and or the Quartermains, their residence, their business. Let it also be noted, if this condition is not met with, the Quartermains have the right to repossess the property, the undersigned agreeing to vacate the premises within 24 hours.
We can throw her out.
That's right. She's already violated the contract. We can throw her out tomorrow.
Well, that's not going to do you much good.
What do you mean? The leverage will. She doesn't want to lose that villa.
We give her an ultimatum.
That's right. Be on the plane or lose the villa.
That should do it, don't you think?
We'll find out.
Well, what about Jimmy Lee?
If he wants to go and see her, let her go and visit her over there.
Well, it has to be done. I guess it has to be done.
Are you saying you have enjoyed your visit with Beatrice?
Well, when you get to be my age, reminiscing has its pluses. Sometimes it's a hell of a lot more fun just talking about it.
Really? Money's more important.
Look, I am not underestimating, and I'm not denying it. Business is still important to me, Alan. In fact, my boy, I want you, now that I think of it, to give me back that power of attorney, now that I'm on the road to recovery again.
Not yet.
Excuse me?
Not until Beatrice is out of town.
Well, what the Sam hell has that got to do with it?
I'm not taking any chances on her wheedling herself back to you through fond, dear memories. Until Beatrice is out of town, dear sir, I call the shots.